Okay, so all right, we're officially live. I should be live on YouTube. Let me click go live on IG.
There we go.
The site, go live. Okay, it looks like we're live on IG, live on YouTube. Okay, cool. And then actually, I don't think I did click that button. Send all the things that need to be done.
So many things are happening. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our live. We are in California right now. Marlon won the Skool games, and I came out with him as he got to spend the day with Alex Ramosi and Sam Evans and a bunch of other people that are on Skool and figuring out what's working well for them as a business on their platform. Hi, Riley. What's up, everybody? Good to see you guys. I don't even know if you can see me at all. Let me turn it this way just so I can be in the frame with you. Maybe that'll help. But we're just going to go over and recap everything because you got to spend the entire day with Hormozy and I got to wander around and do my own thing. What was your experience?
Okay, so a few things. So first off, I think you should have context for what the Skool games is. Guys, Skool games it was a competition for people that run an online business. So I run an online business doing mindset coaching. So I have a community on a platform called Skool. It's called the Millionaire Mindset Community. And it's for helping entrepreneurs develop better habits, actually tracking progress and hitting their results. And so in Q4 of 2025, last year, we were entered into a game called the Skool Games, which measured the growth of a community by the size of the amount of people joining in and also the revenue. So we grew in size and we grew in revenue. And as a result, we got to win a all-inclusive trip out to Los Angeles to mastermind with Alex Ramosi and Sam Evans. Alex Ramosi is the genius behind the book 100 Million Offers. They actually had recently his third book in the series, 100 Million Money Models. It broke a Guinness World Record of selling over $106 million in revenue in 72 hours from the book launch off of YouTube, which was insane. The only people that have sold more books in a shorter time frame is Prince Harry and Obama. And so that was pretty rad. And then Sam Evans is actually the entrepreneur that created consultant.com.
Okay.
So that's how he actually made his initial capital, was running consulting.com. He sold consulting.com and he's been like just messing around and doing things ever since. So absolutely love these two entrepreneurs, learned a boatload. And so during Friday, had the whole day of masterminding with them. And what I like to do after masterminds, this is just like a little life hack. I believe in brain dumping all of whatever it is I learned. And it helps me retain what was important and also identify what do I actually need to implement now for the next couple of months. And so I wrote down a couple of things that I wanted to have as a key takeaway. And guys, like if I'm you, as you're listening, get a pen and paper. Like start to take some notes because that room that we were in, I'm going to say if I had to pay to be in that room, that could have easily have been maybe like a $25,000 price ticket to just have that 24 hours, the full day, the lunch, all that good stuff. So the first thing that, I'll say this. I was surprised.
Why?
Alex Ramosi is extremely tactical in his approach, in his business, and his philosophy. And Sam Evans is also pretty technical and tactical. At least I thought. I don't know. I didn't know Sam Evans nearly as well as I understood Alex.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard Alex say something years ago. He said the higher the level the room you get into, the less tactical the advice becomes. So like when someone's brand new, you have to teach them so much of the technical of, okay, do this, download this list, go to this website to get that list, make this phone call, say these exact words on a script. So it's very, very technical advice you're giving.
Mm-hmm.
Inside this room where probably like the least amount a person was making is maybe like $10,000 a month up to like $200,000 per month, monthly recurring revenue. The advice was a lot more, I guess I would say personal in the sense of one of the messages that was repeated over and over and over and over and over again, regardless of what industry the person asking the advice was, be authentic. I think we probably, I'm not kidding you, spent the first hour on Friday talking about nothing but authenticity.
Okay.
On how we live in a trust recession. And I mean, guys, like right now, how many of you have been watching online, like everything that's happening with the AI? You got these AI agents like talking to each other. The amount of AI content that's coming out. Google this morning dropped a new software that lets you take a photo and turn the photo into a video game. So it's like AI is creating things so quickly, it's unreal. And as a result, people don't know what to trust anymore. And people are like losing the human connection. And the authenticity is still from the metrics, from the data. People are resonating with businesses that still have a lot of authenticity in it.
Yeah.
So, I think that's something that like we talk about a lot because like in your business, you see it with you're calling homeowners in pre-foreclosure and they resonate with the fact that like your team actually cares. It's actual people. You're treating the clients like people. Inside of our community, it's the same thing. Like people are asking how are we growing the community so much. And I said, honestly, I'm just showing up the way I would show up in real life for a friend. I'm showing up daily. I'm showing up consistently. On my bad days, I'm having a bad day. On my good days, I'm having a good day. And I'm sharing all of it. So like the authenticity factor of just being yourself, guys, like being yourself is scalable.
Well, I think it also comes into a lot of people can like smell bullshit. So you're like,
Absolutely.
this is
I'm also
not.
going to turn the AC on.
Okay, cool. Oh, now you want it on.
Well, now
I'm kidding. But the biggest thing I have an issue with is actually it's like the number one compliment I get from people is how authentic I am and how I will call a spade a spade. So I don't know about you guys, but I hate it when somebody I can tell when somebody's trying to gaslight me. Just give me the meat and potatoes. Don't tell me what you think I want to hear. Tell me the truth and just be upfront with it. Like rip it off like a Band-Aid. And I think that's one of the biggest things that resonates with a lot of people that listen to us and learn from us and work with us. They like that we don't gaslight them. And I don't know, you guys tell me what you think. My opinion is we are in a trust recession. We have talked about that. And you can tell when somebody's being authentic or if somebody's gaslighting you. And that's not my vibe. And I don't really want to interact with you anymore. So I think one of the biggest things when you're in that room, so again, just to recap, is a room of other entrepreneurs that have their own communities and they're getting monthly recurring revenue. If you remember, Marlon said some of the highest was $200,000 a month. I think the lowest actually $5,000 a month. The guy who he does guitar lessons out of Ireland.
Actually, there was one guy lower. There was a guy out of Russia who was making $2,000 a month.
Super cool.
Which is actually funny because like he's making $2,000 a month from his school, but he's actually making. I was talking to him on the bus like about his business, and he's making way more. In his own
but
business.
Just from one. This is just one arm of your business, And the coolest thing is we don't even realize this. We were talking to some of the schoolers last night, and it was just like we don't even care. Like it's a second nature now when we're talking to homeowners or we're talking to other people. Like we don't even realize we're framing things because we've done it so much. It's a second nature, and I think that's really what helps you. So the biggest takeaway from the beginning of this, because I wanted to get into the next part, is being authentic and just owning who you are and going all the way through it, and people really appreciate that.
Yeah. So, I mean, and guys, like you couldn't believe like how I'm sitting there, how surprised I am. Like, wow, like it's been an hour and they're still talking about like authenticity. And these are like, especially Alex Hormozi, he's a no fluff guy. And as I got to spend time with Sam, he's also like a zero fluff. Like he doesn't, why use many words when less do trick, right? It's like both of them have that same approach. So I'm like, this must be important if they are spending this much time going in depth on authenticity and they make way more money than me. Like I got a little bit of a rule. Like if you make a lot more money than me, I'm open to listening to what you have to say. I'm open to listening to everybody, but especially
I'll take you more seriously when you can prove it. And then also you can, like, this is the other thing. When somebody overcomplicates it and makes it really hard for you to digest and understand what they're saying, I actually like zone out and don't want to pay attention anymore. So when you make it easier to feed other people how to have the same success as you, I also listen, my ears perk up a lot more.
And like, I'm actually even curious, like while you guys are, guys interact, because this is live and I actually want to get some feedback. I want this to be a two-way conversation. So like on the chat, on YouTube, on Instagram, let me know, do you find that the people you listen to online, you listen to them and you like them more because of how authentic they are? Because I know personally, I go and like I look at who do I pay attention to, Alex Hormozi, Dan Martell. Like there's certain people that I listen to because I get the feeling that they are just the same person online and offline, and there's no difference between the two. And so looking for that. And so a part of that in line with like authenticity, like so it's like how do you be authentic? Like what does authenticity actually even mean? It's like let's kind of define it. Because authenticity I would describe or define as the same behaviors you perform in private are the same behaviors you perform in public. That the public version and the private version of you are effectively the same version of you. And what that even looks like going deeper on now like sharing and expressing that authenticity is they mentioned that when you look at some of the most successful people in the world, they are unique. When I say unique, I'm talking they can't really be compared to someone else. Most people, their personality, they have a shelf personality. Imagine like you go to a store and there's just like, oh, you're in your 30s, you're a white woman, you've got red hair. Like, okay, great. And you live in Arizona. Yeah, you should settle down, have kids, live in Scottsdale, white picket fence. Yeah. So it's just like people grab their personalities off of a shelf based on what the cultural norm is, and they are who they're supposed to be. And that's not who you resonate with. Like, I don't resonate with the people who you're supposed to be. Like, think about like a Joe Rogan, right? The dude makes no sense. He's an anomaly. He likes UFC. He likes aliens. He likes philosophy. He talks about politics. He likes music. He talks about space and rockets. So it's like he's all these weird pairings together. And a part of authenticity is, are you a weird pairing? Are you something that most people don't see? And so, as an example, where like the neighborhood I grew up in, just like being authentic, I'm a black guy. I fell in love with skateboarding. Skateboarding is predominantly a white sport, at least when I was growing up. But because I rocked out with my skateboard, I was unique. I was an unusual pairing in my neighborhood. Black guy, skateboard, doesn't make sense, but it's who I am, right? I really like business, but I also really like mindset, and I really like anime. And I combine those things together, and what ends up happening is I start to attract other people who are anime nerds, but who are also interested in learning financial literacy. And those people start to come in and they resonate with you. And so a part of that is you want to be a unique pairing. Like, look at the things that you're actually into. Like, what are things that are unique to you, your personality, things that you actually vibe with, and personally lean into it more. Like, the amount of people that are like, oh, I thought I was supposed to be more dressed up. It's like when we go out to events, like how often, like you and I dress so casual, and we're not dressed like bums. Some days we are, but I know I am dressed more like a bum. So yeah, you dress actually pretty nice.
Not when we're out in public with other people like that.
Yeah, but like we dress comfortably, and it's we show up in what makes us feel good, and then when we open our mouth, the amount of times that people are surprised at like the depth of knowledge and experience we have, and they're like, "How old are you guys again?" And it's that unique pairing, and one of the fastest ways to create a unique pairing for yourself is like, because sometimes people are like, well, I don't know how to like express or like be unique or stand out. Get really good at what you do. Whatever the thing is that you do, just think about this for a moment. When someone tells you that they are the best in the world at something, you automatically look at them different. I could say I'm the world's #1 bubblegum chewer, and you might be like, that bubblegum chewing is of no interest to you, but because I'm the world's best at something, you're going to look at me different, and it creates a unique pairing because it's something that nobody else has. And so because some of the people are asking like, well, how do I create more authenticity and more uniqueness? And the short answer was, get really good at what you do, like ridiculously good at what you do, that you cannot be compared to anybody else. Like Jennifer said, master your craft. So going home, this is something that I've been thinking about more. It's like, okay, I need to master even more of my craft. I need to get better and better and better at what I do. And typically the only way to get better is time on topic, right? Like time on the subject. And how many of us are committed to a thing until it doesn't work in 90 days and then we jump to another thing? Right? Like, I don't know any professional basketball players who've only been in the game for 90 days.
Yeah.
I don't know any professional, like, I think about like Kobe, LeBron, like any world-class athlete. These people
are the best. They are obsessed with it.
Right. Like the best have been locked in to what they've been doing. But that's a part of their authenticity. Like, they're not locked in for the sake of you. They're locked in because intrinsically to themselves, this is what makes the most sense. This is what they want to be. Like, guys, a good thing to think about is, what would you still want to do even if no one was going to pay you to do it? Right? Like, what's a skill worth learning? What's a skill worth pursuing? What's a journey worth walking? Because I would say one of the most interesting things, and you and I were talking about this at breakfast this morning, we're normally in the real estate space.
Yeah.
And most of the events we go to, the conferences, the networking, it's real estate investors. And so it's a lot of an echo chamber that occurs. Talking to people who are in your niche, you're going to hear a lot of the same things over and over and over. And you do, even though it's good, growing conversation, it's almost always going on the same road in the same lane. And sometimes it's nice to step into other rooms where people have no clue what you do and you don't know what they do, because you're going to get new perspectives. You're going to find out about the way they live and the way they operate and the way they see the world. And what's interesting is I think real estate investors, I guess we all get sold the same dream of like the most millionaires are made in real estate. So everybody in real estate feels like they need to earn $100 million, $10 million, $50 million to be considered successful. So that's their goal. That's the number they're chasing after. And oftentimes they don't actually have a use for the number. Right? Like, how many people do you know that will say like, hey, I want to make $10 million. But if you ask them specifically, what do you want the $10 million for? You realize they don't actually have a clear, specific answer.
Dude, a lot of people are actually that way. And I think I actually used to be that way. I wanted to make money because I thought that's what I needed to do. Like after I make after I make six figures, after I'm over $100,000, I should be comfortable. And we understand, I think today in the world that it is, $100,000 doesn't go very far. Even from the Midwest where I'm from, like you're not going to get very far with that. And I think it comes back into, you're tying us into the purpose. Just making money is not going to really make you happy. It's what's the purpose behind making the money? Who can you serve and who can you help? Because when we're helping other people, we had this conversation last night at dinner. When you help other people make money, it is going to trickle back to you and they want you to be successful as well. So yeah, a lot of people I do know are actually never truly happy because they're just chasing a number that's like, if I make that $10 million, then I can really enjoy my life. Then I can do stuff, and you're forgetting to smell the roses.
Yeah, guys, like I'll be the first to tell you, like, and look, this is me. Money is important. It's not the most important thing. It is important though. So go out and make money. However, don't fall into the trap of, when I make $5,000, when I make $10,000 a month, then I'll be happy. When I make $15,000, because I promise you that goalpost does keep moving. That line does keep moving. And what was nice is being in this room with these other individuals, they were a lot more lifestyle entrepreneurs like we are. So I'm very intentional. Caroline's very intentional about building the life we want and using entrepreneurship and business as a means to the end, which is the life we want. Sometimes that gets lost. People think I'll build the business and then I will go and build the life. Design the life first, because if not, the business has a way of just taking and taking and taking more. It's a machine. The business's appetite will never be satiated, ever. And so you have to stay intentional about that. So that was one of the big things that, like being in this room with these other non-real estate entrepreneurs and watching that they're making $20,000 a month, $30,000 a month, $50,000 a month. And we're having conversations about like, hey, so why don't you hire these people, this, and scale? And they're like, well, I mean, we could, and we do know how to do that. And we're aware of that possibility. But the reality is that would then bring in a new level of headache and stress that would then take away from the lifestyle that ultimately I wanted to create. And what was funny is like this room of people we hung out with last night, I don't know about you, but for me, absolutely like a breath of fresh air as far as like the energy of hanging out with these folks. Like it was like I genuinely just enjoyed their company of just like, these are just fun people to hang out with.
Yeah, we weren't even just talking about business all the time. We were actually just like shooting the shit and just having a fun time. Like it was really good just being casual with everybody. Like I really enjoyed it because I was sitting next to Veronica and she was fun. Her
she's hilarious.
Yeah, it was a good time. It's also like, not only that, like we were just, the cool thing about like coming out here and realizing people who are very successful, they're successful in their authenticity of what they actually enjoy. But we talked about this with Pat. So the craziest thing, this guy started doing kettlebell workouts during COVID. And we just looked at his Instagram today. He has like over 400,000 followers on his Instagram. And it's just like him doing the same thing. And he talked about, I could do double the work for double the pay, but also like, and deal with double the problems. So why not just do what I like within my means, and I can spend time with the quality time with my family. I don't need to go be a 10 millionaire. I can just get enough where I'm at, and we live below our means. We're actually happy. And I think that's the craziest thing, is seeing how cool everybody was. It was fun just hanging out with them, but like how happy everybody was. They're not miserable.
Dude, that's the thing. Cause like again, like our industry, we see a lot of people like they make money. Not everybody makes money in our industry. A lot of people pretend to make money in our industry, but even the people that do make money, like watching the level of happiness, it's like they make money, but their happiness is down here. Whereas like with these folks who were at, maybe their money they were making is here, but their happiness was here. So that was just a big reminder, because sometimes we do play this game where it's a this or that sort of lifestyle we're picking. I can either make a lot of money or I could be happy. I can make a lot of money or I could be fulfilled. And I'm going to argue that it can be this and that. You just have to be intentional about creating it, and you absolutely will create. And so one of the next things I wrote down is, this was so good. This is like so personal, but I really want y'all to understand this. While I was excited to come out here for this to obviously meet Alex and Sam, but frankly, it wasn't from a standpoint of like, I want to ask them a question. It wasn't even from a standpoint of like, I want to say thank you so much. Because real talk, we did the work, right? They provided the opportunity. They created a game. And I tell this like people, like when I coach people, I tell them all the time when they tell me, thank you, you changed my life. I'm making this money. I got these habits. I lost the weight. I'm like, awesome. I'm glad you're thanking me, but just remember, you did the work. I'm a small part of your journey. I provide the path. I helped create a clear path, but you walked down it. So like, I always want you to remember, you're the asset, always. And so when it came time to come out here, my main intention, the thing I wanted to value from coming here, was meeting the other people who won the games, so I could be around other entrepreneurs who have done the work. But also, selfishly, for business, I wanted to go get a photo with Alex Hormozi and Sam Ovens. Right? Like some of you already saw the thumbnail on this. I'm going to use that photo as social credibility of like the stuff I talk about from a mindset perspective, from applying yourself, from focusing. It works, right? Like I use it every day to achieve my goals. Caroline uses it every day to grow her business, and so we can create the lifestyle we want. So from that standpoint, we got the proof. I got the photo. I didn't really have questions for them. They were like, hey, like, does anyone have questions for Alex, for Sam? And my hand just never went up. And at some point I was even like, man, am I like being stupid for having questions to ask? Like, the guy is going to be worth $1 billion probably in the next 24 months. And Sam Ovens is building one of the largest social media platforms on the internet, hands down. Like, I can guarantee you guys, it is going to blow every other community platform out of the water based on his level of obsession. The dude's like a Steve Jobs. He's like Steve Jobs in his prime working on Apple. Like, the man is obsessed. And the reason I realized I don't have any questions for them, especially not Alex, was because he's done such a fantastic job over the last 5 years of creating content, putting it out, and repeating his message so often and so clearly that at this point, I can literally predict his answer to just about any question anybody's going to ask him at a level under $100 million. I'm just being real, because he's repeated himself over and over and over again. And so I thought to myself, I said, I am doing a terrible job right now in content creation because I still have people asking me questions. And the fact that you're still asking me questions means I have not done a good enough job repeating the answer over and over. And so to that, I'm just going to apologize to everybody right now, because I should have repeated myself. I should have been clear enough, and I should have broken things down into a simple enough level over and over. And so going forward, I'm like, I was telling Caroline, I was like, we need to be making more content every single day, saying the same thing over and over. Like, we need to be predictable. It should be like laughable how predictable we are, because we've just taught it so much, and we've been able to keep the focus. The main thing.
Well, yeah, I was just going to say the only other difference, the only other thing I'd add on, it's not a difference, is like, then everybody knows exactly what you're talking about at all times. And you've put, like, the big thing with like Hormozi is he's put so much information out there. He's helping everybody run a business on their own without having to go to college. That was another thing we were talking about. Like, there's another person who's running a group who basically takes away having to go to college, and she's helping people go from like $30,000 a year to 130, like life-changing money. And it comes from saying the same message in a different way sometimes, but it's still tying in together. So as things continue to improve and we learn more about other aspects, like this, for example, I was talking with Lindsay. So when I got into real estate, I was helping people do deals, and I was doing deals, but I wasn't doing them as consistently. And with Lindsay knew, I got Lindsay with me, and in her first like 6 months, she got 1 property under contract. Well, Kyle, he's now met me further along in my career and my experience, and Kyle's gotten 6 properties under contract in 3 months.
Yep.
So it comes back into, as you continue to develop, it's a really cool experiment and experience too, seeing people watching you evolve and get more compressed. So I just wanted to add in there for everybody, even for you, because we're both going to be putting more content out there and you're going to see it. It's going to be the same message, and it's going to get more refined and more clear and better and shorter. And you should be able to predict what we're doing.
Actually, guys, my content's going to get longer. Like, I'm just letting you all know right now. I'm going to Gary V the hell out of you, right? In other words, like, if any of you have ever watched the Gary V video, you've put a 1 in the chat if you've ever watched Gary V online, like Gary Vaynerchuk. If you've ever seen any of his stuff, put a 1 in the chat, because I've consumed so much of his content. And there was a season where, like, I needed it. It pulled me out of a hole. It got me into a strong mental spot. And then at some point I realized, all right, cool, Daryl has, Jennifer has. It got me to a spot where I was like, I can basically predict what he's going to say. He's going to say, stop being lazy. He's going to say, stop blaming your parents. He's going to say, take accountability. He's going to say, take action, do a lot, be bad long enough so eventually you can get good. Like, I started to learn him, and I was so grateful that he wasn't always changing the message, because sometimes these guys are out there and they're constantly changing the message on you, and they're constantly moving the goalposts, and they're constantly making you feel like you're behind. It's like trying to keep up with AI right now. Yeah. It's like, oh, did you hear that new thing? And guys, like, keep it simple.
Well, also, not only keep it simple, go circling back into what you said, like, the best keep it simple. They're not adding in a bunch of new changes into their businesses and their lifestyle and their routines. Like, Michael Phelps did the same thing for years, and that's why he's the most decorated Olympian of all time.
Yep. And so actually, I'm going to jump down to like the 8th thing on my list right now. I got 9 things in total. So we're about to be at 4, but I'm jumping down to number 8 right now just because of the keep it simple, which I wrote, success is way less technical than you think. Way less technical. And Sam really broke this down, because I spent 2 hours having like it was me, Sam, Veronica, and Bana, one guy. Like, so like the 4 of us were just sitting at lunch for 2 hours just talking. And I was like starting to ask Sam some more questions during lunch about like the technicals of Skool. And he keeps it so effing simple. He's like, dude, send people to About page. From About page, they click button. Then they come inside and you give value. And like, he's like, bro, it's like, it's that simple. Like, he really is like, don't overcomplicate it. And I'm like, the man is running a multi 8-figure company, and he's exited 8-figure and 9-figure companies. He's like, dude, he's like, the more complex things are, the more likely they are to break. It's actually like, people love complexity because it makes them look smart. But the reality is, simple is what scales. Simple is what gets used. Simple is what changes people's life. And so keeping things simple, guys, like, it actually takes more skill to make something simple than it is to make something technical, because anybody can just keep adding things to the pot, adding new ideas, adding new buttons, adding new features. The genius is when you take things away and it works better. Right? Like, what made Apple, what made the iPhone so damn good? Steve Jobs said, he was like, if you look at a phone and you take away all the crap, then you're left with the iPhone, right? Like, take your favorite phone and remove all the excess nonsense, and you're left with an iPhone. That was like their mentality behind making their products. How do we remove everything that's unnecessary? And so even this year, like, a big part of like coming back home, it was like, okay, I'm going to constantly be doing audits on, am I starting to pick things up that are unnecessary again? Are we starting to entertain too many new ideas? How many of you have, all right, has anyone been in the position where you were trying to make a decision and you're like, okay, I'm struggling to make this decision. Let me go and gain more knowledge and get more information. Did getting more of that information make the decision easier or harder?
Harder. I was overwhelmed. There was too many choices. Now there's too many things on the menu. I should have just gone to In-N-Out instead of Cheesecake Factory, because I can just stay with it. The biggest thing I think that we've also both learned is taking in more information does overwhelm us. It makes it harder. You guys tell me if I'm wrong. But too much information is overwhelming. And then secondly, like, if you just do more of what you know works, That's what it is. And I think that's because I didn't get to hang out with Hormozy. Alex did. I mean, Marlon got to hang out with Alex Hormozy, but I was asking him questions, and like it really does just come back to we already know what the answer is going to be from Hormozy. What works? Do more of it, and just do so much more of it until you can make it into a money printing machine over and over and over, and then scale and get somebody else to replace you. They might not be as 100% as good as you, but they might be 70% as good as you, which opens up more opportunities for us to go find more ways we can bring in more value to our team and everything after you've made it. You can duplicate it, and it's a repeatable process over and over and over again.
Yep.
And that comes back into like, why are you so freaking jacked, dude? Are you like, do you go to the gym once a month and just lift weights one time?
No, I'm quadzilla.
Look at those quads. But every day you're doing like, we've been stretching a lot because we're older now and we hear our bones clicking. Like it just turns into a habit.
I sound like a potato chip bag being opened when I walk. Like it is. I'm like, gosh, this is what 30s is. But I look great.
He looks incredible. All the guys are hitting on Marlon. And in case you want to know what the male gaze looks like, it's men looking at Marlon. But no, it really does come back into doing the same thing over and over, not getting distracted by a bunch of different things, and becoming the best at it. Yeah. Becoming the expert.
Guys, I like it's so interesting. I've had this epiphany. The heavens have opened. And you know what I learned? That first book I read 12 or 15 years ago actually had all the answers I needed, and I did not need to read any new books. Yeah. Because all I needed to do was implement the information from the first book I read 15 years ago. And like to a degree, I have been doing that, like real talk. So I'm like kind of not giving myself credit there, but I'm kind of speaking out loud for all of us. Like, guys, like what would your life look like? Just be real. If that first book on personal development, on business, on money management, on sales, on marketing, on whatever skill, if you had not only read it, but applied the information, and you spent not just one day applying it, but you applied it for weeks and months and years, and you're 3 years into applying that information consistently, would your life be better or worse? I'm just out of curiosity. Would it be? And yeah, I.C. Barbarian, Think and Grow Rich was that book that I actually read years ago. And I just kept rereading that one book over and over and over and implementing it. And my life is like, the reason I know Think and Grow Rich works as a book is because I'm living proof of it. Like where we are today, like we get to travel around the world. We spent the day goofing around in Venice Beach. We meet awesome people. We have multi-million-dollar friends. I've had billionaires on my podcast.
We have fun.
Yeah.
We're just having fun.
Like guys, like our random Tuesday is somebody's like highlight vacation, retirement vacation that they've dreamt up for their entire life. Like that's a Tuesday to us. And I'm not saying that to brag, and I'm not saying that to impress you. I'm saying it to impress upon you. What happened was years ago, both of us started getting knowledge, and we started applying the knowledge, right? Like, and guys, keep it simple. Like read the book, do what the book says. And
I would add into that. I want you to go, but I would say I read the book and I thought it was incredible, but I didn't start implementing it fast enough. And I think what the difference was I found fire. I had the fire and you were the gasoline that poured on it. So I started hanging out with you more, and then we just kept reiterating it and finding another mentor that helped us focus on what was important and like impress upon us what we needed to hit. But it comes back into making me think of Rachel, who then got in with you. And she already, we already know what needs to be done. That's the craziest thing. We already know the work that we need to do to get the results we want. You want to get shredded? Just pick up the freaking pair of shoes, tie them on, and go for a walk. Don't pick up the cake. Don't, do the small little habit changes, but it's hanging around the people that are already doing the walking and the making the calls of the KPIs and then seeing the results.
I would say that's like one of the big things, because people were asking us like yesterday, like, why is our community, like what causes our community to grow? And it's really simple. We figured out what are the behaviors that a person needs to have in order to create success. And then we literally just created a space where that behavior was the norm. Mm-hmm. So that behavior wasn't the unusual, because to other people, waking up early, planning their day, exercising, making the calls, that's unusual behavior for a lot of other people. That's hard in isolation. We made it the norm. We raised the standard. And so you put yourself into a room where the standard is different, right? Like this is why, but like guys, and like straight up, like I'm always going to plug the Millionaire Mindset community, because I am just watching it change lives every single day, because it's a room where the standard is higher. Mm-hmm. Get yourself, if you don't join Millionaire Mindset community, I don't care. Put yourself in a room where the standard is higher. Go and find the people in your life that are doing the thing that you want to do. They're going to make you better. Like, I want you to start choosing your friends, not based on who's closest to you, but based on who's closest to your goal. Who has the lifestyle that you want? Who has the results that you want? Who has the body that you want? Go and put yourself around those people regularly, and not like once in a while. I'm talking consistently every single day, because it's not like your life doesn't change as a result of a one-time, hey, I worked out really well today. Hey, I made my calls really well today, right? Hey, I got on and I read the book really well today and applied the book for just one day. You got to do it over and over and over again.
And it actually gets a lot easier when you hang out with people that are doing it automatically, because it helps you rise to that standard. So go to the gym. I go to the gym with Marlon, and sometimes I really do not like him because he knows that I want to get stronger, and he makes me lift heavier weights. And then, you know what? A month later, I'm like, this is much easier than I thought, because you push me outside of my comfort zone, and it's a norm to you. So it makes it easier, because also, like, dude, I don't know about you guys, but I like doing stuff with other people. Like, I think that's the biggest reason we work so well together, Marlon, is because we get to bounce ideas off of each other, and we get like, all right, we're going to set aside this time right now to knock out what's important. And it's easier to be like, am I getting distracted? Is this important to me right now? And you help me work back from, like, I love starting with the end in mind. If you guys are not doing that, start with the end in mind. What are we trying to accomplish, and bringing it easier to, like, making it bite-sized pieces? Because we talked about, okay, what is our goal? How much money we want to walk away with net this year in our bank account? And we're like, okay, we want to make X amount of dollars. How do we make that happen? Well, we need to do this each month to be able to achieve that. And then we need to buy some assets that are going to help us retain that wealth.
100%. Yeah. And I'm looking over, we got like so many different little screens open here. Be encouraged by Mai. She said, I need to be back in that kind of room. I keep backpedaling. I've been there. Like, I've done the exact same thing. If you've been backpedaling, be encouraged by Mai. Come into the Skool community tomorrow. Go to skool.com /MMC. Join into the Skool community. And everyone, I'm telling you right now, it's not a free Skool community. I'm charging you. I'm selling you right now. Right? Like, I am so transparent about whenever I have a product to sell, but I only sell stuff that I use and that I believe in. And this has changed my life. It's changed hundreds of people's lives, because you're getting access to be around people that are higher level. And the reason I put a paywall there is because some people talk about wanting to be in the room, but then once I say, okay, cool, it's going to cost you, doesn't matter what I say, it could cost you $1. They're like, oh, $1. I'm like, great. I want you to respond like that, because if that's your mindset, what you say is, what I'm hearing you say is, I don't think I'm worth $1, because I'm not asking you to spend your money on me. I'm asking you to invest your money in yourself, right? Because when you pay attention. Me and Pat were at, sitting down before you came down to breakfast. Me and him were talking about, like, the amount of things that we've consumed for free online. It's great content, but, like, you really start locking in and paying attention when you pay, when you put some form of skin in a game, and now you're like, okay, this money represents, this is important to me. I am now really committed to doing this. It's like putting a ring on the relationship, right? Like, nothing actually changes when you put the ring on, but this is now a symbol of commitment. Mm-hmm. So when you pay, it's a symbol of commitment that you are locking in. So guys, put yourself in those rooms. But I do want to say something, because this is number 4. Number 4, first-party data trumps third-party data. Okay, Marlon, what is first-party data, third-party data? I never heard that term before. First-party data is you going out and getting an experience. Third-party data is you reading a book. Mm-hmm. It's you watching a podcast. Like, even, frankly, this, guys, right now, for y'all, like, I'm sharing first-party data because I had an experience. Caroline and I are out here in Los Angeles. We had an experience, and now I'm reflecting on the experience. So it's the greatest source of information because it came from real life experience. The second best is third-party data, which is you're now getting it secondhand from me, but ideally it'd be best for you to get it yourself. Now, if you can't get it yourself, third-party data can oftentimes open you up to the awareness that there's an experience to be had. But the reality is first-party data wins. And what's the only way to get first-party data? Like, how do you get first-party data?
To do it. You've got to do it.
You just got to do the thing. Like, guys, you can read every book on how to kiss a girl, on how to tie your shoes, on how to dance, on how to sing, on how to ride a bicycle. But it will not matter until you do the thing. regardless of the outcome. See, a lot of times we are so scared to get first-party data because we don't want first-party experience of failure. But that is a part of the process.
Failure is a requirement. That's the fastest way to learn. Like, oh, that's not actually how I should tie my shoe. I need to go another way.
Yeah, like guys, like even like I'm already making a promise. Like first party data, as an example. They told me, one of the girls here said she goes live every day. I said, great. For the month of February, I'm going live every single day. Today's February 1st. Here we are. I'm live. I told her I was going to go live on TikTok. I'm literally doing my first TikTok live right now on my phone. Right? There's 4 people on my TikTok live. I don't even know, like there's so many things on my screen on TikTok live. I have no idea what I'm even looking at. I have no idea how TikTok live works at all. But guess what? I know it's going to keep getting better because I'm going to start getting first party data. Like I see Peter waving. And so shout out to Peter. Thank you, Peter. Thank you. By the way, thank you, Peter, for hanging out on the TikTok live. Like super cool of you, because I have no idea how this thing works.
He keeps throwing hearts.
Yeah, but I'm gaining experience from it.
And you're learning. And like we were learning how to make it even, like it's going to get easier. The next time it's going to be even better. Remember, we tried to go live on mine the other day. We had no idea what we were doing. And it's actually, it's good real-time feedback because mine's open right now with no banner on it, and yours is open with a banner, and you're having more engagement and more people staying. So you learn. It's good to be able to cross-reference, and immediately it's a KPI.
Yeah.
It's a thing of keeping track of. It's a key performance indicator for anybody who doesn't know what a KPI is. So, like, okay, today I went out and I said hello to everybody with a smile on my face. I had a better reaction than grunting at everybody that walked by and not smiling. You're like, okay, I'm going to keep smiling and saying hi instead of going, You know what I mean? That's going to help you see what's going on. Stetson's on there too. What's up, Stetson? But that's a good point. It does give you those straight metrics on understanding what's worthwhile, and then how you can actually get engagement from this. I was actually I was just thinking that there's a few people we've seen that we shared back and forth on TikTok that have popped off. Like TikTok is a great way for people to see you. It's just a bigger net that gets cast.
Guys, I'm going to be on TikTok I'm telling y'all, during February, your boy is going to be streaming, and it's going to be organic. And if you don't like it, unsubscribe right now, because you're just going to I'm just telling you, you're going to get more of me. I'm giving you a choice right now to get out of the room. Like,
I wanted to cover one more thing too, because I think I saw IC Barbarian said something about, does being inside of a virtual Zoom have the same effect as like first party data or something along those lines?
That's so good. I think it's further down actually.
Is it really? Okay, I'll find it. But it's here you go, right here. Yep. Does hanging out affect? Does the hanging out effect occur even if it is virtual via Zoom?
Yeah. So great question. The short answer, yes. And now I'm gonna give you a caveat, right? I'm gonna keep it real. In person, in real life, IRL is, in my opinion, always 1,000% better.
Yeah, if you can do it in person, it's so much more fun.
Like I'm not gonna BS you. I'm not gonna blow smoke up your butt. If you can, getting together in person, this is why we get on our I was about to say our plane. I'm manifesting
Soon,
it.
We're getting a plane.
I'm manifesting our plane. Right? I sit in coach. I sit in the back, but one day I'll get up to business class. All right, we're not there yet. Okay, I'm still frugal, but getting out and meeting people in real life, in person, 1,000 times better. I was actually reflecting on this from the standpoint of, even as Hormozy and Sam, I don't even think I told you this, even as Hormozy and Sam were speaking, I did find myself, one part of my brain was like, you already know these answers, you've heard it a million times. But a second part of my brain was actually absorbing the information almost like through my body, because there was an energy, there was a vibration to the room that I found my mind getting insights that I don't normally get. And you talk to anyone who's ever gone to like a mastermind, going to like a conference, going to an in-person event, and they'll typically tell you the same thing. Like they leave, they come back, they're on a high, like you're on a new vibration. And so, yes, but from the standpoint of the virtual still provides so much stinking value. It's unreal. This is why, guys, like tomorrow morning, for example, Monday morning, I'm doing a morning mindset coaching call. All right, I do a morning mindset coaching call every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's for the people inside of my Skool community. On that call, the least amount of people I'll have is maybe 60 people. Some mornings we have like 120, 130 people on the morning call with us. And on that time, what we're doing is IC Barbarian. We're going over attitude of gratitude. So like everybody is in the room quickly sharing, hey, what are you grateful for? And you're literally putting yourself in a positive mindset. By the way, it's free life hack, right? Free coaching right now. Start your morning off with attitude of gratitude every single day. every single day before you grab your cell phone, before you kiss your wife, before you make a cup of coffee. I want you to just out loud say and express, what are you grateful for? The reason being is the mind can only focus on one thing at a time ever. It literally cannot multitask. It cannot focus on two things. And so when you start your day off with gratitude, you're looking at the abundance that you have in your life. You're looking at the things you already possess, and you start to appreciate them. Now, I'm a real estate investor. I like real estate because real estate appreciates. When something appreciates, what happens to the value? It goes up. So appreciation increases the value of something. When you start to look at the things you already possess in your life and you show appreciation to them, the value of the things you already possess go up. You are, in a literal sense, making yourself wealthier the moment you wake up by simply appreciating the things you have while you still have it. So that's a quick life hack for you guys. Do it every morning. Einstein, before he started his day, it said that Einstein would say thank you at least 1,000 times before he would even get to the office. And we associate Einstein with genius. So that should tell you something. But in those morning calls, attitude of gratitude, then we start to actually review the day. What do we have to do today? What's the priority? What matters? And we'll go through coaching. We'll go through lesson. We'll troubleshoot whatever issues people are having first thing in the morning before the day attacks you. And the amount of people in our community that have told me, I'm getting more done, I'm hitting my KPIs on my business goals, on my personal goals, on my finances, my fitness, all areas of life, just because they're starting their day with a pack of people, a group of other entrepreneurs who are in the same boat, season, and mindset as them, and all these people are taking action. And then here's the coolest part. Later in the afternoons, we do a Zoom called the virtual office. This is where it gets gangster. This is what I don't see anybody else doing this. So in our virtual office, we actually have Caroline and her entire team, and her business is basically sitting in a glass box for everybody to observe. And it's like, it's her team working. It's everybody in her business individually working on the part of their business that they're supposed to be working on. And we invite everybody to come onto that Zoom call with one caveat. You have to have your camera on. And the idea is you're now body doubling with the other people on the call together. So you're now seeing what the successful team is doing, and not just hearing about what they're doing, seeing them do it in real time. And during that time, it's not just to sit here and watch them like they're animals at the zoo. It's you come in and you are now working alongside them.
Or also getting help too. Not only that, like we've even helped people like, how should I underwrite this? What should I be doing here? What's the highest and best use of my time? But we've even had everybody saying, I'm hitting my KPIs much faster. I'm having a better conversion rate and I'm getting more success because we're body doubling. So I don't know if you guys have ADHD or ADD like me, but that's been the biggest helper to a lot of people that are coming in on those.
Yep, I got A through Z. And so I got the whole alphabet. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. I'm actually pretty like neurotypical. I think that's what they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm neurotypical.
There you go.
And so, and like, I love that, right? Because then you have like the ADHD. Because like Caroline, she's the one that kind of made me privy to this. Because when we moved in together, she like her desk literally sits next to my desk now in my office, aka my room. So my bedroom now is Caroline's bed, like it's her room as well. So I just realized like my bedroom is your office. So it's funny, but like Caroline will come in and she'll see me working, and I can stay focused on one thing for a long time. Like I'm a person that goes deep. Like I don't go wide, but I go very deep. And so Caroline will come in and it allows her to body double. And if she gets distracted, she looks over and sees, and I'm still
working.
Right. Like, and it's interesting, like to see another human in real time do that, because effectively I'm putting out the focus frequency and then she's able to harmonize with that frequency. And it works on Zoom. It works online. It works like how many, like guys, even like the fact that you're on this live right now versus watching this as a replay. Most people are never going to watch this as a replay, but you're able to pay attention because you know in real time that we are here talking, you are there listening. Like we're all actually we're having a shared experience together right now.
I'd also say like people are I think we're all a little bit competitive. And one of the things that happened is you're like, oh my gosh, you're still on the call. Well, I'm going to keep calling too. Like I can do a few more. I can do 5 more reps because you did 5 more reps. Well, if you did 5, I can do 6. And it helps us hit our goals much faster because you're in that frequency, hanging out with those winners and able to attack those goals that are important to you. So yeah, honestly, the virtual office might be the most valuable part because you're hanging around people actually doing the dang thing.
Oh, I know for a fact the virtual office is the most valuable part because I've interviewed every person inside of our community and I've sent them a survey. Not everybody, but all the active people I've interviewed. So I've gotten like 130, 150 plus responses back already, and more responses are still on the way. Mm-hmm. And I've asked them like, hey, what's like one thing that we absolutely cannot get rid of? And people are like, I know you asked for one thing, but it's the morning call and the virtual office. Do not ever touch those. Do not remove those. That is more valuable than life itself. And I'm like, whoa, like that's a lot of pressure. But it's what we do. And what's crazy is the virtual office is a bonus. Like it's something that we provide to our community as a bonus because the community, we just saw the benefit of everybody is learning and gaining value from this. And so, yeah, dude, Icy Barbarian, I would love to have you in the room. Like you said, you're going to get into the room. Dude, or I don't know if you're a guy or a gal. I'm going to assume a guy because Icy Barbarian sounds like a manly. That's like my kind of name. That'd be my gamer tag, Icy Barbarian. So go to skool.com/MMC and jump into the community, right? Like, and guys, I can tell you if you jump into that community. In fact, I actually want to see. I should open up another tab because I like to see when people jump in because I can see it live when you guys join. And let me see. No, I didn't see Icy Barbarian join yet. So Icy Barbarian, if you join, cool. We'll see you tomorrow morning on the call. If not, I'm disappointed. I'm kidding. Kidding, not kidding.
No, but it's a really good way. And like I even just saw Gwendolyn in the side chat said that virtual office is a game changer. Guys, you're just hanging. You're going to pay attention a lot more. And you're actually going to get value out of hanging around people that are doing more than you or have more experience than you. So being around those like-minded people is huge.
Yep. All right, cool. So number 5, we're on number 5 on the list. 5, one of the big takeaways I had was follow your intuition. So this, again, you know, I'm expecting tactical conversation from, you know, Sam during lunch. Like he's going to be super tactical, like, because he's a data nerd. But like Sam is all about the data.
And data is actually, being around data nerds helps you a ton because it helps you achieve your goals much faster. Like you got to know how far do I have to run?
I love the data nerds. Yeah. Because I like science, guys. Like I'm a science person. And so I'm thinking it's all going to be all science. And there was so much woo with Sam, like woo-woo, right? Like in the sense of like intuition, manifestation, frequencies, numbers. And I'm like, he's like, dude, I make decisions based on like gut feeling above all else. He's like, although I am anal about getting all the data, the final nail in the coffin is intuition. And you know what's funny? At the highest level, I have heard that from so many people, like
so many very wealthy individuals.
Yeah. So like, guys, I've had people who are 7-figure earners, 8-figure earners, 9. I've had billionaires on my podcast, right? And what's so fascinating, sometimes people ask me like, what do you talk to them about? Because like, you're not a billionaire yet. Like, guys, I don't have $1 billion in the bank account right now. So it's like, they're like, how do you like, isn't it like, don't they just kind of look at you like, who are you? You're a nobody, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, because you'd be surprised at what we talk about. Mm-hmm. We actually end up talking a lot about life hacking, personal development, spirituality. Like that's always where the conversation goes. And you start to find out from these guys and gals how deeply rooted that is in their decision-making in the business place, in the marketplace, how intuitive, like intuition-led they actually are, and how they trust their gut. And they're like, actually one of the hardest things about what we do is when, as the company has grown, some of these guys, their companies are public. And so they've got like board and shareholders. And how do you explain to your shareholders, I made that decision because I had a feeling in my back? I'm not kidding, like, guys, I'm not joking you. So let me give you like more tactical, like how to listen to and follow your intuition. First off, you need to practice. Like you actually need to practice asking your intuition, which means going inside for the answers instead of going external. We are way too quick to go external for our answers, to go to Google, to go to ChatGPT, to go to YouTube. Nothing wrong with doing that sort of stuff. But when's the last time you sat down and like actually like looked inside for the answer? Like if you guys look at the word education, right? It actually comes from the Latin educo, which means to draw out from within. So like the origin of the word education wasn't about going and getting external information and putting it into you. It was actually drawing out knowledge that already existed inside of you. That is still true today, y'all. Like, don't ever get it twisted. The technology, the ideas, the inspiration, all that is human made, baby. Like, it comes from us. I'm just keeping it real. Like, it comes from you. But if you don't use it, it starts to shrink.
You lose it.
Right. Yeah. Like it's real. Like, guys, like if you don't use your imagination, if you don't use your intuition, if you don't trust your gut and rely on those things, your ability to make decisions starts to wane. Right. And like people are so scared of leaning in. But what if I'm wrong? What if first off, your intuition, I'm gonna make a bold statement right now. Your intuition is never wrong, ever. Fight me on that. I can guarantee you your intuition has never been wrong. I already know someone, but Marlon, no, you don't know it. Like my intuition, I thought this guy was supposed to be the guy and we got together and he cheated on me. It's like, whoa. Let's go back. And like whenever I get people to actually like dive into the situation, what you start to realize is they were getting red flags. They just ignored it. Yeah. They were getting like the gut intuition was speaking to them. They just pressed it down and didn't listen. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, let's make sure you're still alive.
Make sure I'm still alive. Look, I'm learning something new, by the way. My TikTok live just like made us play a puzzle game to make sure we're actually still here. And so the intuition, you practice listening to it. You practice relying on it with your decision making. And you start to disconnect from all the noise out there in the world so that you can hear the signal coming from within. And so Sam even said this. He was like, dude, he's like, my intuition, if I want to block my intuition, the easiest way for me to block my intuition is to actually go out there and consume too much other stuff.
Yeah.
Because then I stop hearing my own thoughts. I stop hearing my own voices. It all gets washed down and watered over.
Well, we were just talking about this morning because you opened up your phone and you've been opening up social media when you woke up. You're like, oh, man, this is messing up my flow. Anybody else? I've done that too. Who on here actually opens up their phone first thing in the morning and consume all the information? One, it's overwhelming in today's political climate. Two, it's just like it messes up your flow. Like sometimes it can be the thing that sets the mood for the day where you're in a bad mood now. Or I actually don't know anybody who's actually been in a good mood after they're consuming. It's just like a lot of overwhelming information.
Yeah. I mean, like that's what happens. Guys, like we live in a day and age where everything that's being shown to you, and this is why I try to be as authentic and as transparent as humanly possible. Everything, I want to share my intention. By the way, now let me share for the people that just tuned in, my intention with this live right now is two-part. One, I personally and selfishly want to brain dump the information from this mastermind because it was that valuable to me. And my way of being able to process useful information is to communicate it. It's to literally speak it out loud. That's what helps me to be able to get that. But then also, I promised my community, I promised the MMC, the Millionaire Mindset community, that after we won the Skool games, I would come back and I would share with them all of the insights. And so I'm in part practicing sharing it right now so that tomorrow when I'm like doing my coaching call and this week, as I'm diving in deeper on these lessons, it's more refined.
Also, it's just like guys, why hoard all the wealth? Like if we find something that works, we're going to tell you about it. You ever get excited because you really enjoy something? You're like, I want to buy this for everybody.
Yeah.
Like, why not share this with everybody? And it helps us retain things and make sure that it's going to be implemented. And because we need to be reminded more than we need to be taught.
Yep.
We don't need more information. We just need to execute on what we already have.
And real talk, like I want to give so much value that like in the future, like whenever I have products, whenever I have coachings, whenever I have masterminds, whenever I have anything, people are like, I've gotten so much value from him that it's a no-brainer to join in. Because that's how I felt about Alex. When like Alex offered, like we're inside Alex's mastermind now. And I was like, I signed up for his mastermind before I even knew what it was about. Because I was like, the dude has given me so much value for free. Whatever he does, I want to be a part of it. And I want to be a part of the other people who are also getting this kind of value. So yes. Now, real quick, I do want to go back up because someone asked, I think it was Leonida said, what is Skool? Leonida, Skool is a platform where I host my community, the Millionaire Mindset community. So think about Skool like if you ever been on a Facebook group, it's like that. It's a private community for entrepreneurs who are like-minded and who want to build better habits and do it with people who are actually doing the work. The reason I like Skool and I don't use Facebook anymore or any of those other garbage platforms is because Skool doesn't run any ads at you. There aren't bots on there. Like they do a great job at keeping things as simple as possible to not overwhelm the users. Whereas like a place like Facebook, a place like Instagram, a place like all these other places, guys, frankly, the reason those platforms are free is because you're the product being sold.
Yep.
They're selling your eyeballs to the highest bidder, to the highest person willing to pay to put their ads in front of you. And that's why when you go on the Facebook, you had an intention. You're like, ooh, let me go to Caroline's page because I wanted to see that post she made yesterday. But then as soon as you open Facebook, you see your timeline and it's showing your sister's cousin's cat. Mm-hmm. And now you're scrolling and 40 minutes go by and you're like, what was I doing again? So we use Skool because I wanted to be somewhere that you wouldn't get distracted and you could actually focus on achieving your freaking goals.
Well, that's a really good point. Actually focus on achieving your freaking goals. I don't know about you guys, but I used to beat myself up a ton because I would get distracted super easily. And then I'd really get into self-hating because I have ADHD and why can't my brain work like a neurotypical person? And now I'm overwhelmed by everything. And now I'm going to get really annoyed with myself. And I just kept beating myself up. I don't know if any of you guys have ever beaten yourself up, but I used to I even had a hard time as a kid. When I finally got diagnosed with ADHD, it helped me a ton. Because going to school didn't make sense. Like I hated going to school. It was super hard. Like that was something, man, I feel my mom is a saint because she dealt with a little ADD kid that was really struggling. Like doing homework was a pain. And then transitioning into adulthood, it was like, oh my gosh, like I'm never going to be successful because I'm getting distracted so easily. And then I'm getting overwhelmed. And then I start back over at square one. And I think starting a new book is going to help me, or going into a new course is going to help me, or a new activity is going to help me. And ultimately all I need to do was hang around other people, reminding me like, hey, whoa, slow down, Caroline. Like you can be successful. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And you just start with one small step and keep doing that until you've perfected it. But I used to beat myself up really, really bad. And the biggest thing, I love that you say this all the time, Marlon, you guys even know the secret to his mindset coaching and how he helps everybody turn things around. I'll tell you right now, you don't have to pay for him anymore. Okay. Here's the secret. He takes away the distractions. He takes away the distractions.
That literally is the secret, guys.
And you know what it is? You're paying him to help you stay accountable. And guess what? You pay attention when you know you're spending money with somebody. And the craziest thing is you get the freaking results. You get the results because he's in your ear and he's reminding you. It's rewiring our brain to not see all the terrible news that's going on CNN and Fox News all the time. It's like starting our day out with a breath of fresh air, practicing gratitude, saying thank you for the roof over our head, for waking up in a warm bed, for having a belly full of food, and attacking what is the highest and best use of our time. And also, the one thing that I really love about talking to you, Marlon, and because guys, I've gone through it, okay? Getting dialed in with Marlon is he reminds you, and he doesn't even, you don't even know you're doing it. You're framing it and you have no idea. He'll just be like, so what is the agenda for the day? Like, what are you going to attack? Like, what is the main, what is the focus for the year? And just that small question and being involved in the group text that you give out, or just a gentle reminder, it helps you stay so dialed in that you can't help but succeed because you're hanging out with a guy who is naturally succeeding because you're hanging around with other winners that are helping us stay focused. So I love everybody's reposting this on TikTok. And guys, it's just insane. So that is the secret. If you want to get better, you can go do it on your own, or you can do it with somebody else who's going to help you succeed much faster. And I don't know about you guys, but I want to work really hard so I can play really hard and actually enjoy my life and not work for forever. Like I want to go enjoy the world while we have it and experience all the coolest experiences.
Guys, I mean, that's spot on, spot on. That's why we still go and get coaching and get masterminds and we pay what did you probably put over $80,000 just last year alone into personal development and coaching. I know over the last 5-6 years, I've put well over $200,000 into personal development and coaching and paying for access to be into the rooms and to be around the right kind of people. It makes a difference when you're in the right rooms. Because also, I've gone into some crappy rooms. That's another conversation for another day. But it makes a difference, guys. It really, I wouldn't be here. I'm going to repeat this message probably until the day I die because I have that much conviction. Like, I don't see ever a point in my life where I have to go back and say, hey, actually, no, the secret is not put yourself around better people. No. Like, that's actually not going to improve your life. Like, I if I'm ever wrong about that, I will be surprised. Like, I will never be wrong about that piece of advice. That if you want to improve your life, find the people who are doing what you want to do at a higher level, and you need to put yourself around them. Get around that campfire. Get into the room, whatever the cost, right? And make sure when you get into the room, do the work. Just being in the room is not going to change it simply by you sitting there and doing nothing. You get into the room so that you can be a player on the court as well.
And you hang out with the top 1%. Like, I think it's the biggest thing is like you find who's doing well and you just rip off and duplicate. Like, that will give you the secrets. Like, we'll tell you what's working for us. What else you got?
So lesson number 6 was create excess capacity. Okay.
So you mean take in more information and be overwhelmed and do all this stuff yourself?
It's the complete opposite.
What?
Right. So this was, and again, like, it was a lot of these like gentle, subtle reminders. It wasn't even subtle, actually. It was very, very loud and over the microphone. That the reason you're overwhelmed is because you are quite literally at capacity or over. You don't have any mental bandwidth left. You don't have any free space in your mind. You've kept yourself so busy with so many things that don't matter that you have lost the ability to create, because creation requires excess capacity, right? Like, a person in survival mode has a hard time thinking about a business plan because they're in survival mode. They don't have the excess capacity. And this was so nice and refreshing to hear that both Sam and Alex create time on their calendar that is intentional blank space where nothing is scheduled. Now, they're in a different season, right? Like, they've already gotten to this point. So like, if you're at that place where you already know what you need to do and like you have to make calls or knock on doors or go out and generate leads or send marketing or whatever, and you know that you need to be doing that, do those things so that you can get to your reward of being able to buy yourself excess time. But the idea is sometimes we get this excess time and then we just fill it with crap. Fill it with social media scrolling. Fill it with watching YouTube videos for hours on end, just sucking in more information that it's just random information. It's not even information for the sake of something. It's just knowing for the sake of knowing. And so that actually deteriorates your ability to create, believe it or not, because you don't have the excess capacity. So they architect and design their days and their weeks to create space for flow, to create space for creativity. And I do the same thing, especially on Sundays, where Sundays I will typically, like, my Sundays are slow. I don't have a plan on Sundays. Like, and because my calendar is empty, I used to make the mistake of, like, if someone asked me to do something on a Sunday, I would just say yes out of reflex because there was nothing on the calendar. Now I just say no. And I don't even give a reason why I'm saying no. Like, the answer is just no. I'm not giving up my free time because this is my creative time. This is where my mind can sit for 20 minutes and allow the space for the idea, for the inspiration. A lot of you don't give yourself time for inspiration to hit. You get off, like, inspiration is coming down the road and then you step off the road before it actually gets to you.
That's one of the coolest things about you, actually. I think sometimes I'm creative, but I'm not as, there's different instances where you and I both have different creativities, but it is really cool watching how you can take an information, process it, and find a way to implement it because you're giving yourself enough free time. And we just had this conversation with Matt, who's from Ireland. We crazy thing. We had no plan yesterday. We had no agenda.
Dude.
And we were on Venice Beach and he called. He's like, hey, I just had a cancellation. You guys want to come into the podcast studio and record a podcast? So we get down there. It's going to be it's an awesome podcast. We had a great time. But he was talking about his school is actually getting people off of screens and having more of their lives back. And we were just talking about, like,
I actually joined his school.
Kids.
It was awesome.
Yeah, was it? Well, he joined with his kids. One of the things he talked about with his children is they are raising their toddlers right now without screen time. And I was like, so what is the biggest difference? Because what a crazy time to be alive with kids. because there are so many screens and you see people just putting iPads in front of their kids or phones in front of their kids. And like their children are able to form, like their imagination is so wild. They're able to do stuff so much faster. And actually, I think they're calmer because they found condensation on a window. And like, I don't know if you guys remember, I remember doing this in the car of watching like the little beads of rain or whatever water race down and just being able to draw on it. And like, you have so much more peace because boredom creates the opportunity to have the imagination to go and achieve whatever your goal is or what might work for you. So it's super cool that you really do a good job of allowing yourself that space. And I'm trying to do a better job myself. I don't know if anybody else has that problem where you're not giving yourself the free time to be bored and to have the imagination. But in the morning, just like nothing and brain dumping what's important, or like, so on Sundays, you also plan out the entire week.
Yeah.
And I'm doing better at using my calendar. I'm not perfect at my calendar. I have it preset. But I would also say like brain dumping, what are the objectives that need to be accomplished for the week? For at least write it down for an hour and then like figure out where you can fill it into your calendar. So through the week, you're actually accomplishing those goals and feel better about yourself.
Well, you know, it's funny because it's even like that, sitting down and like people are like, all right, so what do you do with the free time?
Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys ready for this? This is like, it's going to be so simple that so many people are about to miss what I'm going to say. So really pay attention, like slow down for a minute. If you're driving, like this is the point where like you really listen. With your free time, you are going to arm yourself with questions, because questions are the weights of the mind, right? So think about your imagination, think about your mind as a muscle. And a muscle requires resistance training in order for it to grow. So it needs to, like, how does a muscle get bigger? You've got to start to give it weight, and you give it more and more weight. And the more intense the resistance, the more the muscle is forced to grow in order to break the resistance. And so what is the resistance of the mind? It is questions, because questions require answers. So if I look at it like as like a bicep curl, right? Like I got to curl up and I got to curl down. The question is the curl up. The answer is the curl down. Now I've got a full rep, right? And the weightier the question, the more muscle that's required to handle the curl up and the curl down. And so with that being the case, a great question to ask yourself, to sit back, depending on whatever your goal is, right? I'm in business. This year, our goal is to give away more money than we've ever given away before. And I would love to, like in 2024, we gave away $111,000 just through raising money through charity. But like, I want to be able to give away like over $100,000 of our own money. Mm-hmm. And that looks like a 10% tithe. So that requires us doing over $1 million in 2025, which we're totally going to crush it. Like it's already done. Time just hasn't caught up yet. And so the question that I sit down with on these mornings is, how can I make more money faster doing what we're already doing? And I will let myself sit with that. And I won't say, well, I don't know the answer. Because if you say I don't know is an answer. And it shuts the brain off from continuing to think. So just ask yourself, how can I make more money doing this? How can I do this more efficiently? How can I do this more effectively? How can I do more, right? Like, how can I do more and how can I do it better? How can I do it more and how can I do it better? And you let your mind start to look for ways to do more of the thing that works and to do it better. Like, so not to do more new things, right? Yeah. We're not looking for new things. It's more of
the thing that works. What is the best use of my time?
Right. Finding the thing, like, and just letting your mind, because like Elon Musk as an example. Guys, I'm not here to talk politics. I don't care if you like him or not. I'm just looking at him from an entrepreneurial standpoint of he's built one of the largest business conglomerations on the planet, right? He's currently one of the wealthiest men on the planet. And one of the things that people who work for him will say, dude, he's a hard guy to work for, but damn it, he does push you to accomplish things that you didn't think was possible. Steve Jobs had the same kind of MO. Like, people are like, the dude is awful with people, but he does make you become a better, like a higher level version of yourself. And what he would demand of people is, okay, great. How long is it going to take? Well, Elon's going to take 6 months. Cool. Get it done in 4 weeks. Mm-hmm. Right?
That's
like he would condense the timeline. And he would say, well, what would need to be true to make it happen in 4 weeks? Right? So like he would ask that kind of question, not why is it not true, not why can we not do it, not he would ask what needs to be done. How can we get it done in 4 weeks? And they would say, well, it can't be. He said, but if it could, how would you do it?
Mm-hmm.
If you could make $1 million in a month, how would you do it? Guys, and I'm not expecting you to come up with the answer in one sitting, but to practice repping this. Like, guys, I just went down to the gym this morning and I picked up the 40-pound dumbbells and I'm trying to shoulder, like lift, like lateral raise. I can't lift, guys, I can't get my arms up this high with 40-pound dumbbells yet. My arms went up about this high, right? Like that's as far as I can go. But guess what? By attempting to go further out with a weight that I can't yet move, what's beginning to happen? The muscles are now beginning to work, and they're now beginning to realize there's a new demand on them. And they, in order to meet the new demand, they are required to grow. The muscles now know that, ooh, we need to grow. They're getting growth signal, and now they're attracting nutrients from all across the rest of my body so that they can begin growing. Your mind will begin to attract knowledge from all the experiences, from all across the things you're doing to begin to present you with the answer until you have the solution. But most people don't practice. They don't have the patience for it. They don't create that space to be able to think, to conjure up the answer, and to let the answer come to them. Man, guys, like I know I'm a little bit on one right now, but this is the sort of information and the sort of conversations that, like, you want to see what happens in private rooms with millionaires and decamillionaires and 100-millionaires and billionaires. These are this is what we talk about at dinner. This is what we talk about at lunch. These are the conversations we have, guys. Like, this is what I pay, 15, 20, 30, hundreds of thousands of dollars to be inside these rooms so I can have these conversations. And I'm impressing this upon you because I want you to understand that these are the conversations you need to be having with yourself. You need to be asking yourself these questions and then coming up with the answers. All right, so let's wrap up these last few ones. I wrote this down, right? Like, this, guys, straightforward. Just get good at what you do. You want to stand out? You want to be special? Easiest way to be special is just get good at what you do. Like, just literally make up your mind. And honestly, it's a decision, in my opinion. Just be the best.
And how do you do that? You do it over and over and over again until you can't be the best. Like, that's literally all it is.
Guys, it's time on task. Yeah. Time on task, right? Like,
I wouldn't even say it's only time on task. I think it's more of how many reps you've done of the task.
Well, yeah, and it's going to take time to do those reps, right? Like, so I agree with you. Yeah. It's like it's doing the reps, doing it over and over and over. But like, it's not just a one time. It's not a 1 day thing. Like, it's not going to happen overnight.
Well, the only reason I also add that in is because sometimes people are like, well, I've been working on this for 6 months. I'm like, okay, so how many times?
How many reps?
Exactly. Since you started on the first month to now, can you tell me you've done this activity? Because a lot of people are not actually doing the activity, but they started it 6 months ago and they've only done it 3 times in the 6 months. So I'd say it's also the repetition of how many times you've actually truly done it. Yeah.
So guys, like, just get really stinking good at what you do. Mm-hmm. Because if you're the world's best at anything, like if I said I'm the world's best Fortnite player, you would all look at me different. Mm-hmm. If I said Caroline was the
best tanner in the world.
Yeah, like seriously, like you guys would be like, dang, she's like number one at that. Like, I don't even know.
There's no way.
I don't even know there's tanning competitions. Like, and that pasty girl won the best. Like, but you would start to look at her different. So get really good at what you do, and people will look at you different. And
number 9.
The last thing I wrote, number 9 is, and it's a reiteration of number 1. A lot of these messages are very close.
Overarching, yeah.
Humans are drawn to authenticity. I'm going to be doing a lot more lives right now. Because is anyone like me, like, who feels like you can't trust half of the things you see on the internet? Like, I watch videos now and I'm like, I do not know if this is real or if this is AI anymore. Like, I'm at that point.
Terrifying.
It is kind of scary because I'm like, I'm young. And I can only imagine what, like, folks who are a little bit older than me feel like when they're on the internet. Like, is that really Trump doing the Dougie right now in the White House? Or is I don't know. Mm-hmm. And so one of the last human frontiers on the internet right now is this format. It's live streaming. Because right now, AI still can't do this yet. I'm sure at some point they will let AIs have their own live stream. But as of right now, this is still like next to just like being in real life. This is the second best thing I can give you to being real, because also when you see this, what I think is cool about the live and like why this attracts humans, it's not polished. Guys, like sometimes like I'll get on a live and I figure out what I'm going to talk about on the spot. Right? Sometimes there's a message like today, there was like some lessons. I'm like, man, this is so impactful to me. I want to share it with you guys. I want you to be able to learn this and to gather this information. But that live stream, we resonate with people who are genuinely being themselves, who are just raw, imperfections. And so keep that in mind as you're conducting your business. Stop hiding the best parts of you. Like the part that you think is weird is actually the part that makes you real. That's the part that makes you human, and humans want to do business with humans. I'll tell you that right now. Right? Like I like playing with AI, but the reality is I want to conduct business with people. And all business is a people business. Okay?
Leonida said, what do I have to do to get into Skool?
What do you have to do? The requirement is to go to skool.com/MMC, and there's a button that says join.
If you look at the bottom of the page right now, it says the exact website.
Yep.
So you can see it, and then you have to join.
Yep.
And I think you jumped on late. Remember, Marlon charges for it. So
yeah.
Why? Why does he charge for it? Remember, because when you pay attention. That's what it comes back down to.
So I would go inside and join, because tomorrow morning I'm doing a coaching call 6 a.m. Arizona time. So if you're on the East Coast, that's 8 a.m. If you're on the West Coast, if you're in like California, that's going to be 5 a.m. So heck yeah, get ready to roll.
Early.
It's going to be early in the morning.
But it's going to set the stage for the day. And I think it's good. You get a feeling for it, and it makes the day much better.
I've had people in Hawaii who wake up at 3 a.m. to be on that call. So
that's crazy.
It's that powerful. It's live. It's not a recording. Like it's real, real with me, real with the other people inside the community. So if you want to be on that call, Leonida, go to skool.com/MMC, or if you're watching on the YouTube, if you're on my YouTube, just go to the description down below. It should be in the link. I don't think it's on Caroline's because I didn't add it. Like I don't add my links onto Caroline's stuff.
But remember, it's Skool, Skool. It's not
yeah,
like
it's SK. It's actually like right there on the.
No.
You know, let me just put it on the screen.
Leonida had it there, yeah.
Skool.com, or if you're on like IG, if you just comment Skool.com, then
Marlon's Instagram, yeah,
/MMC like that, then it will take you. If you just like literally comment the word Skool on my Instagram, you'll get an automatic DM, an automatic message from me. My leg is itchy. You'll get an automatic message from me, and it will bring you to that link.
I think we had everything on the head, though.
I think we did.
This is really good. Actually, I'm curious for everybody, because we have 35 people on YouTube. We have people on all the other platforms here. I just have one question before we wrap up. For me, again, circling back, being authentic, I don't really like people that are BSing me. What is something that you look for to test and see if like it's actually going to work? Like, because I always look for testimonials. I look for like reviews from what people have said. Like, what is your way of making sure like who you're getting information from matters, and why is that important to you? I'd just be curious about that. If you guys could let us know afterwards in the comments, because like I'm always looking for how can I snuff out if this is worth my time, and I will vouch for this. You've changed my life. You've helped me a ton, and I've seen everybody else that's been impacted, and they're getting like I don't even know what's the math on that. If they're 50xing in the time they've met you and how you've been able to get us implemented. And making sure that we're doing what's necessary. Like what makes you guys take what you're doing and actually implement it, or pay for it, or go and do the task or do the activity? I'm curious about that. What about you? How do you like see if this is worth my time? What are you checking for on your BS meter, or if you're seeing if it's actually worthwhile?
Honestly, for me, like it's pretty simple. Guys, this is just Marlon's way. Like, so no one feel like you need to go and do my way at all. My way is I am very intuitive led. Like my gut instinct. Yeah. Like my gut is like spot on with people. So I will go and kind of like research a person, like just watch their content, see if the messaging is online. Like if they have a book, I'll read their book. If they've got a YouTube video, like a long format video, I'll go and watch. Like I actually like long form content. Like I am not a shorts person. Like I know we live in a day and age where everybody watches like, the 10-second reels. I am the type where I will watch a 3-hour podcast if you have one. I will watch a 4-hour podcast live stream if you have one. And anyone could fake the funk for a couple of minutes, but after a few hours of talking, you are going to relax into the person that you actually are in most cases. And from there, I will, if my instincts say like, hey, there's something worth finding, I will dive into that. I also like to see what are the people who are already on the inside saying about what's inside. So basically social proof. I'm a big show me the social proof. Like if you're claiming to change lives, show me the people, like show me the lives of the people you changed. Yeah. I was actually even talking to someone about this yesterday because like inside our community, I think we get, I'm not joking, we get probably 2 to 3 testimonials a day. Like, and people think I'm exaggerating, and I'm like, no, like, and I'll show them like my Zoom recordings. So like I like have my AI note taker highlight all of them, and people are like just seeing, and I was like, what do you think I should do with this? I was talking to one of the guys yesterday at the event. He was like, bro, you should make a wall, like just have a website that's just only testimonials. I was like,
just scrolls.
And he was like, I was like, but is anyone going to ever go to that? He was like, no. What you do is, so you guys are going to see, I'm going to make this video probably in the next week. He was like, you make like a Loom video of you just scrolling through the wall. Like, and it's an infinite scroll of just like all the testimonials from people. And he was like, he's like, do that. He's like, so for people that are like wondering, like, is it worth it? You can just show them like, well, these people think it is. And it's just,
there you go.
Scroll.
Yeah.
So that's something I look for. Because I mean, it's like Amazon, right? Like if I'm about to buy something, I go and I read the reviews. I look to see what do other people think.
Yeah. And you know what? I just want to throw that out there for everybody because that's how I suss out if it's legitimate and if I should spend any time with it. And I will say, you've helped me, and I think we've helped a lot of people as well. So go do your due diligence with everything because we are in a trust recession.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Marlon, thank you for sharing everything from your experience with Alex Hormozi. It was really good just being able to get the brain dump.
Heck yeah.
In the download. Guys, if you like this, you want us to keep doing it, let us know in the side chat. I'm going to hand it over to you.
Yep. Guys, so if you got value from this and you want to keep the conversation going and you want the conversation to be more of a two-way street, jump into the Skool community. I'm going to do my morning coaching call tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Arizona time. You can get into it by going to skool.com/MMC or just click the link in the bio. And listen, if you're like, hey, I can't join into the Skool community for whatever reason, totally fine. We can still be friends. You can still come into the videos, onto the live. I'm going to be doing a live stream every day for the month of February. I plan on going live every single day on TikTok, maybe on IG and YouTube as well. But at the bare minimum, I will be going live, me and Peter and like the 2 other people who are on my TikTok, because I only got 3 people on my TikTok live right now. We will be going live every single day as a challenge for myself. So I'm letting you guys know because I'm making a public proclamation to hold myself accountable. If you're on YouTube and you got value from this, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the like button. It's one of the ways that you can support this kind of content for free. It doesn't cost you anything to hit the subscribe button and to hit the like button and to turn on the bell notification. That way you know when we go live tomorrow, because it will be at random times. I don't know what time of day I'm going to go live yet. Caroline likes to plan that stuff. I don't. I just click the button and go live.
But also, like, you can just share it because that maybe it'll help somebody else. Like if you got any value out of this, share this with somebody else, or at least like it so more people can see it. The goal is we want to make everybody successful. As anybody who's open to being successful, we want to help you. So that's the main thing. Yeah.
Cool. So guys, I appreciate you all. I will see you tomorrow for another live, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Happy Sunday.
Bye guys.
And now I want to talk